guys, welcome to Extra Time Banter. We're here with another episode, and this is a big one. This is for the Champions League final. It's Man City versus Inter Milan, and this is gonna be a big one. We are here with two of my friends here. We're gonna talk a lot about it, the stats, the features, and everything else. Before we start, I'll let you know that Man City, if they win, this is their first ever Champions League title in their history. And if Inter wins, this is their fourth. So a lot at stake here. Before we start, I'll ask a couple of questions to these guys. I'll answer a few of them as well because I want to. The two contenders, the two finalists here, what do you think? Both of them deserve to be in this place?
Manchester City for sure.
Yeah.
Because if you see the matches after the group stage, they have beaten Leipzig, they have beaten Bayern Munich, they have beaten Real Madrid. And when I say they have beaten, and they have trashed them.
Yeah, that's the word I'll use.
Some 17 goals scored and 3 goals
considered
in after the
knockout stages.
Yeah. So City's sure winner. But if you talk about Inter Milan, see Inter Milan, first half of the season was not that good for Inter Milan. So if you have asked me this question a few months back, I would have said no. But considering their recent forms, they have beaten Napoli, right? And even they have finished third in the Serie A. They were not about to, but they did. So, ये बोल सकते हो कि their path was comparatively easier. They were not that much tested. But then again, ये तो वही बात हो गया ना कि we are assuming कि अगर difficult teams होते तो हरा नहीं पाए.
Hey, actually, इस बात पे I could say that they were in the part of the group of death, right? They faced Bayern, they faced Barcelona. Those are big squads right there. So their group stage path not have been easy, but I guess they got the fruit later on, got easier ties compared to Real Madrid. I'm sorry, Man City. So do you have the similar view on that as well?
हाँ, definitely. Like एक तो सिटी डिजर्व करता है completely, उसमें कोई शक ही नहीं है, किसी को भी शक नहीं है. But इंटर देखो यार, ये UCL है, मतलब you cannot say this team is not worth of reaching final and this team is worth. क्योंकि ऐसा नहीं होता कि हर समय दोनों strong team final में पहुंचते हैं, ऐसा तो कभी नहीं होता. लव फैक्टर
इंटरेस्टिंग भी नहीं होता था.
एक लव फैक्टर बहुत important है UCL में. तो आई थिंक देखो यार, मेरे हिसाब से आई वोंट से ब्लंटली कि इंटर मिलान एकदम डिजर्व नहीं करता, क्योंकि देखो वो तो बार्सिलोना के बीट करती है. ठीक है, वो थोड़ा कंट्रोवर्शियल है, वो अलग.
जरा एक्सप्लेन करो कंट्रोवर्सी क्या बात है. कंट्रोवर्सी
वो बाद वाले वीडियो में. बट नेवरदलेस उन लोग ने बीट किया हम लोग को. फिर दे हैड बायर्न आल्सो. सो इट वाज अ टफ ग्रुप एंड दे मैनेज्ड टू qualify through it. So I think fairly both of them deserves, and I think the better one will win.
Definitely. I think this is gonna be a very interesting Champions League. We discussed about who reached, how they reached, and everything. But now let's go into a bit of depth, right? Two teams have, like, one has major stars and one has an overall team spirit, but including a couple of good players as well. So in terms of players individually, what do you think for Manchester City has been the shining star for them? Who has been the best player of this Champions League competition?
देखो यार, ये आंसर आई थिंक मेनी ऑफ विल डिसएग्री विद मी, बट मेरे लिए चैंपियंस लीग में स्पेसिफिकली बेस्ट प्लेयर था बर्नार्डो सिल्वा. कोई शक नहीं है उस, मतलब इफ यू हैव सीन द मैच अगेंस्ट रियल मैड्रिड, भाई वो बर्नार्डो सिल्वा था या लियोनेल मेसी था, मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया. ही वाज सो फेनोमेनल. मेरे लिए बर्नार्डो सिल्वा वाज द की एलिमेंट ऑफ देयर विन अगेंस्ट बोथ बायर्न एज वेल एज फॉर रियल मैड्रिड. और अगर मैं इंटर मिलान का बात करूं, देखो इंटर मिलान ऐसा नहीं है कि एक पर्टिकुलर प्लेयर ही कुछ डिफरेंस किया है, वो कलेक्टिव गेम था. मतलब इंटर के एसी मिलान के अगेंस्ट में तो भाई वो लोग जो गोल मारे हैं तो वो तो भाई काबिले तारीफ है. बट इंटर मिलान में मैं आई वुड लाइक टू पॉइंट आउट लॉटारो मार्टिनेज, क्योंकि याद करो इन दिसंबर Lautaro Martinez was not having a good path at all. मतलब he was not even the first choice in World Cup
as well. Yeah.
He was after Alvarez came and show his magic. So उसके बाद after World Cup, the way he has progressed or the way he has shown his worth कि हाँ मैं भी हूँ इधर, मैं भी हूँ जो परफॉर्म कर सकता हूँ. So I think it will be Lautaro Martinez for me undoubtedly. इवन मैं एक प्लेयर का नाम जरूर लूंगा, वो है ओनाना, उन लोग का जो गोलकीपर. ही वाज आल्सो फैंटास्टिक, क्योंकि उन लोग का जो डिफेंसिव रिकॉर्ड है वो बहुत ही अच्छा है. तो मेरे लिए यही दो नाम है इंटर मिलान में.
Right. I think Onana I would accept that as well because Onana has been really good in Ajax and he's an academy product, if I'm not wrong. So I think that's a very good addition. I think one of the reasons that defense has been so good because of the short stoppers. So I guess you still have a similar view or maybe might differ.
मेरा तो सिटी में आंसर था बर्नार्डो सिल्वा, but since उसने बोल दिया तो I'll bring one more name which is very cliche, that is Erling Haaland. Reason ये नहीं है कि वो इतना गोल स्कोर किया, ये किया, वो तो वो करता है. See, he's a striker, उसका काम है गोल स्कोर करना. But apart from scoring goals, what he does, जो हमें नजर नहीं आता है, is he does the dirty work. What I mean by dirty work is that वो जो pressure put on करता है to the opponent defender, तो उससे क्या होता है, मतलब पकड़ लो कि तुम्हारे दो एक तो उसका जो फिजिक है उसके लिए 2 डिफेंडर्स चाहिए उसे मार सकने के लिए. तो अगर तुम 2 वर्सेस 1 खड़ी देते हो तो एक डिफेंडर तो कम ज्यादा का एडवांटेज तुम्हें वैसे ही मिल जाता है. तो तुम्हारा ऑफेंसिव थ्रेट भी ज्यादा हो जाता है इन दैट सेंस. तो मेरे लिए अर्लिंग हालैंड इज अ मस्ट नीड इन एनी टीम, नॉट बिकॉज ही स्कोर गोल्स, it's because of its physique and the way he actually creates the pressure.
The dominating aspect of it, of course. I think that's a very good point, right?
Yeah. Inter Milan में चानोग्लू जो हम लोग का सेंटर डिफेंडर, I think he has renewed his contract. He's also a very good signing for Inter. फिर ये है और I think जेको भी अच्छा खेले, although he is aging, but he अभी हम लोगों ने AC मिलान के अगेंस्ट जो देखा वो गोल वगैरह. So there are players Inter Milan में I can't point out names as such क्योंकि मैं सीरिया उतना देखता नहीं हूँ, but Champions League में मैंने जितना देखा है it was kind of like a team game. Even Lautaro, as he mentioned, I think he's a top scorer of Inter this year. Yeah. So he is also having a great season. और one more thing I want to point out, यहाँ पे 2 अर्जेंटीनियन है, दो ही है ना, I think दो ही है
इधर Lautaro
Alvarez related मैं एक वो बोलता हूँ. Alvarez का I don't know the trophies, वो पहले जो क्लब में थे उसका नाम नहीं पता है, but apparently whatever competitions he has played, he has won every last one of them except the Champions League, जो कि पता चल जाएगा सैटरडे. और अगर ये हो गया तो he will be the
youngest, I guess.
No, he will be kind of like the most luckiest player क्योंकि वो जो खेला वो सब जीत गया.
Plus when at this very young age he won all the competitions now.
तो इससे मेरे को याद आया कि if you remember previous Euro, Jorginho was the only player who won Champions League as well as he won the Euro Cup. So मतलब ये कितना बड़ा एक अचीवमेंट है कि तुम इंटरनेशनल ट्रॉफी भी जीत रहे हो, चैंपियंस लीग भी जीत रहे हो. तो यही सिमिलर केस है अल्वारेज के लिए. इनफैक्ट लॉटरो के लिए भी वही होगा, बट लॉटरो के लिए बट अल्वारेज हैज एफए कप आल्सो.
Right.
Possible treble.
Possible treble, exactly. So good point you guys brought out. If Man City somehow wins this, I mean, there's a higher chance that Man City would win, but so that'll be a treble for them, and the first treble, of course. What would that, would that make any difference in terms of Ballon d'Or winners this year? I mean, we all know there's a favorite this time. Messi is supposed to win this, but if we consider the treble, does Haaland stand a chance?
Yes, definitely he will move up the nominations. Like उसका वोट तो ज्यादा होगा क्योंकि he has broken the record in his first season Premier League. उसके ऊपर he is winning a treble. So definitely मतलब chances of Haaland winning the Ballon d'Or if he had not won the Champions League, obviously उससे तो काफी impact होगा.
If not the highest chance, but there is a major chance out there if he wins.
But personally, I don't want Messi to win Ballon d'Or anymore क्योंकि
हो गया यार अब उसका रहने दो. Just on that, there's gonna be a good video coming out soon about this transfer saga, so stay tuned on that as well. So we stay on the topic as well. So this Saturday night, the Champions League final is here. It's gonna be an interesting one. Before we end the video, the major question still remains: who do you think wins the Champions League this season? I'll start with you. Who's your vote?
This is a difficult question. Why I'm saying difficult question is that क्योंकि लोग अभी consider कर ही रहे हैं कि City है, City thrash कर ही रहेगी. But then again, we can't really be sure of that क्योंकि like मैं बताऊंगा गेम कैसे होगा. City पोजीशन City के पास ही होगा. In fact, I think 60-40% तो minimum पोजीशन होगा ही. But इंटर कप चांसेस कब होगा मैं बताता हूँ क्योंकि देखो प्रॉब्लम कहाँ हुआ था. प्रॉब्लम हुआ था व्हाई रियल couldn't beat City is that Real was trying to give those long passes to people who were short. अभी विनीशियस को दे रहा था और सामने आपका जॉन स्टोन्स है, जहाँ पे काइल वॉकर है, रूबन डियाज है. बट उसमें एक एडवांटेज इंटर को ये आएगा कि इंटर हैज जेको. देखो जो खुद ही
good at heading,
तो अगर और ओनाना इज अ वेरी गुड प्ले मेकर, मतलब उसका
from the back, हाँ,
from the
right,
back वो अच्छा
distribution अच्छा है।
हाँ, तो अगर और लॉटारो मार्टिनेज सेकंड चांसेस वगैरह भी कर लेता है अच्छा, he is better in those aspects। so अगर एक तो मैं बता देता हूँ कि अगर इंटर को जीतना है तो मेरे को लगता है इन लोगों को लॉन्ग बॉल से खेलना चाहिए, क्योंकि you can't
break those line with those passes,
and
right?
City is just too good without the ball also। तो अगर आप जितना पैर पे ज्यादा बॉल रखोगे तो it will be difficult for yourself। so अगर लॉन्ग बॉल लेके भी उन लोग कर सकते हैं, if Zeko वो passes chances create कर सकता है, and then you have Lukaku also, if it's a good day for Lukaku तो वो भी finish कर सकता है। so that can be a point कि Inter can put a threat on that aspect, but it's very and you know मतलब क्या बोलूं उसको, मतलब सिटी जो फॉर्म में I don't think they will lose।
They are unstoppable right now।
so मेरे लिए तो सिटी obviously, because मैं चाहता भी हूँ सिटी जीते, फर्स्ट थिंग इज दैट, सेकंडली उतने अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहा है तो मेरे लिए तो आंसर सिटी होगा। बट basically my perspective is that Inter should not be taken that lightly, because you never know what can happen, right?
It's a final,
yeah, it's a final, and it just takes one goal to change the game।
Yeah, correct, absolutely right। But your vote still remains to Man City, right?
yes।
What about you? What's your choice here?
I think तो नहीं, पर मेरे लिए सिटी फेवरेट है, ये तो काफी मतलब ओपन है। बट मैं कुछ पॉइंट जरूर बोलना चाहता हूँ कि एक तो जैसे ये मेंशन कि दिस इज अ वन गेम, एक गेम, इसमें 50-50 चांस है। You cannot just say City will win and this is 100%। It is not possible. It is football. It's not some random thing which we are betting on। So from Inter's perspective, the thing is, if you see City as a team, they have actually faced challenge while playing a 3-5-2 system, like
a defensive side overall।
Yeah, the defensive side, like they are not so much comfortable with it। I won't say they won't be able to play, but they are not so comfortable with it। Now Inter Milan is defensively very solid, so City might face problem there, but on the other hand, the form in which City is in right now, कुछ बोलना बहुत ही difficult है, क्योंकि again मतलब अगर रियल मैड्रिड को वो ऐसे dominate करके हरा सकता है,
but not just Real Madrid, even
Bayern Munich as well, then I think it's a fair to say that City has much more like they are more
favorite to win the match। So you also going for
definitely,
right? So I'll put a little view of mine as well। See, Pep Guardiola is a great coach, he has won everything out there, but his biggest problem is बंदा बहुत overthink करता है। The last Champions League final Chelsea won because of one mistake in the defense। both of them who have whatever point they've given, the most important thing I feel is City is very good in midfield, right? Their whole transitional game, that's all there. But what Inter does, they play 5 man in the midfield and 3 in the defense. I think that is where the transitions can be stopped, and that is where they can go into counter attacks more. I think if Inter focuses on that, there's a good chance Inter can bring this game out of it. But then again, considering the form Man City is in, no team is safe. So
and one more thing, वो कहीं तो मैंने पढ़ा था कि like every time there's a Croatian in a team in Champions League final, that team has won. And not to mention Inter Milan has Brozovic,
right?
So if City wins, he will break that curse.
Yeah, exactly. So there are a lot of things at stake. Man City could win their first Champions League. Inter could add a little more to their tally. Let us know your views as well. Let's see how good you are. And as usual, keep answering.
Yeah, and more videos will come out real soon.
Yeah, so stay tuned.
And if you're a Messi fan, then stay really tuned.
Something big's coming. Alright, see you guys later.